Hello everybody, and we're back. We got another stream today. I didn't expect it to be night right now. 1 second. Let me restart the game so I can illustrate my point here. All right. If the camera would focus on me, that would be nice. Sorry, I'm a little bit disorganized today, but we will solve that in just a second. Hey, Incentia! Welcome! Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so... what was I gonna say? It's now daytime on the island. And, I'm gonna... this will illustrate what we're doing on the stream today, because, I think it's gonna be an interesting stream. We're gonna talk about, materials today. I'm going to go up here. And many of you have probably, if you've played the game, you've gone up here before. Very early in the game. Normally, you turn this corner, and there will be a fort. But, there's no fort here anymore. That's because I moved it. I am completely sort of redoing this early part of the game, I think, because, like, there was a lot of stuff that was here just for, like, sort of testing reasons, and, it's, a lot of people got, like, absolutely destroyed by the skeletons immediately in the game, because they immediately go to the fort, right? So, the idea now is hopefully you're supposed to see this guy over here. We kind of worked on him last stream. And you would talk to him. But there is still a fort. The fort is still existing. And we're going to work on that today. Hola! Vinny boss fight. No, there's not going to be a Vinny boss fight. Vinny is your friend. He is a very... he even has a... oh, wait, does he? Does he have the friendly AI component? He doesn't, actually. So, Vinny might not be your friend because there's literally a tag on characters to say whether they're quote-unquote friendly or enemies. Let me kind of explain that for a second. Actually, so this guy, if you click on him, you see, hopefully if you can read this, I don't know how well this reads on YouTube. Actually, I should add a large text mode. That would be a good idea. This says enemy AI controller. So he's an enemy AI. And if you click on Connor here, maybe, you will see that this is a friendly AI controller. So there is actually like a difference. So anyway, what was I saying? You can see the fort is actually over here now, and you're gonna see the fort actually looks a little bit different because I'm working on it. Let's go jump over there right now. Okay, so this is where I moved the fort to. So still relatively close to spawn, but it's not visible from the spawn point, so you won't immediately go to it, hopefully. But everything in here is still here. You got your skeletons, you got your cannon, you got all that stuff. But I did actually think that this made more sense for a place to put a fort. Like if you're surveying the sea, you're looking for like incoming ships or whatever to protect the your base or whatever. You're gonna want to put the fort somewhere where it can actually see the ocean, as opposed to up here where it's like blocked by a bunch of crap. So it has a good view of the ocean, so it can see, like, I believe, yeah, it can kind of see where you're spawning because you can see the ship over there. It can see you, but you can't see it because of all those trees in the way. Because it's high up enough it can see over the trees, but the trees block your angle, if that makes sense. But anyway, what we're gonna do is I was looking at some game creators on the internet, people also working on games, and I rep polyhaven.com a lot. Let's see if we can get Polyhaven, show you guys what the site is about. Polyhaven. This is a great website. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it. Can we see models? Models. Okay. And there is a model on here called Modular Fort. No, modular. Yeah, Modular Fort. And if you play the short Odyssey, this should look really familiar to you because it is... I mean, I've been messing around with a little bit of this, but this is that model. Or at least parts of this are that model. Because I've been working on rebuilding it. Because I've noticed this exact model popping up in some other people's games, and I'm like... I mean, it's a great model, don't get me wrong. I do, like, I understand why they're using it, because I used it. But because it's kind of an important part of the game, I thought that it would make sense to use a more unique model here. So I started modeling it. And you can see also there's a little bit of a different texture on these walls than the one that it came with. So if we go over here, you can see... Hopefully we can see one that's got some sunlight on it so you can see the... Okay, so let's go here. That material number 2? A moment? No? Yeah, here's the material we're using. And it's got some interesting features. It's, but the one that it came with was... this one... Where is it? Here. If it would load. Yeah, so it's different. And this material actually, and we're gonna work on some more. We're gonna make some more materials today. This was created from a photo that I took of an actual 16th century fort. And I thought that was really cool. This fort is in Peniche, Portugal. And I know some people are going to say, oh, the game takes place in the 17th century. Why is it a 16th century fort? And that's because, well, it's an old fort. The conquistadors were here. There's a bunch of lore reasons. But yeah, anyway. The fort predates you, obviously, coming up now. So, yeah, so it's based on a fort from the correct era that it would be from. And let's see if I can find, yes. So, these are some of the pictures that I took, of the... Do I not have a way to just look at images without opening them again? Anyway, so, just close up. Actually, this is a good one because it contains this bit, which I wanted to use. Sorry, what was I saying? So, which means you put 400-year-old wall textures on 100-year-old walls. Yes, that is true. However, it's worth noting that, while the fort may have been, like, built in, like, 400 years ago, more than 400, 500 years ago, it's been maintained, obviously, because, like, they were using it as a fort. In fact, a little bit of history about this fort. It was used by the former dictator of Portugal, Salazar, to hold political prisoners. So it was it was being used later, up until the 1970s. Now it's a museum. Unfortunately, when I was there, the museum was not open that day. So I did not get to go inside the museum, but I did take some very nice pictures of the walls that I can use as textures. So yeah, here's another one. But basically, this is a picture. It's like, but it's a flat texture. How do you actually turn this into something you can use in a game? And I'm going to show you that. One moment, actually, because sorry, I just wanted to... Yeah, we're going to use a program called Materialize, which, because we're using Linux, I had to run it using Proton, and of course Steam is updating now, so we'll have to wait for that. In the meantime, I have soda today, as usual. So let's get that. We have a returning classic, Ting. Sorry, Ting. Oh no, I doxed myself with my Steam profile. Oh no, don't look at that. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find me on Steam. It's not that hard. Anyway, what was I saying? So, I have this soda. What was it? Is it from Toronto or Jamaica? So it's a Jamaican company, but I believe this is bottled in Toronto. But anyway, classic grapefruit flavored soda. Really good. Try it if you ever get the chance. But yeah, so what was I saying? I'm just messaging somebody who wanted to see this. So anyway, materialize. We need to showing my Steam. Didn't want to do that again. So let me just find it in my Steam library. It's not available on Steam. You have to download it separately. But I found the easiest way to run it on Linux was to add it as a non-Steam game to Steam. I tried running it through regular Wine, which is the like compatibility layer for Linux, but it did not see. It had some issues, so yeah, it's just. If you ever are trying to run a Windows program on Linux and you can't get it to run using Wine, try Proton, because Proton actually seems to work better than... I mean, Proton is based on Wine. I just want to explain that. So, like, it's not like Valve did all the work themselves. But Proton works really well. So, yeah. So, anyway, this is Materialize. This is how you create a texture from photos. Or at least I think it does a really good job. There are other ways to do it. This is the best program that I have found for doing that. So the way it works is you first need to open a photo in Materialize. So I wanted to get more of a sort of a flat plastered thing. So I'm actually gonna take this one here because it has this line here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that. I'm gonna open it with GIMP first. We're gonna adjust because this line is not straight. I'm gonna make that line straight, and then we're gonna work on it. So image, transform, rotate. I need a guide. Probably need a guide to get a straight line here. And then can we put in another guide for the top? Yeah, that's more or less straight. So rotate that. Okay, then we're gonna crop this. Just crop out all the other bits here. We want as much of the texture to work with because we're gonna need to adjust it again. So that's probably good. So I'm gonna do image, crop to selection. Okay. Then we're gonna export this as wallflats.png. Okay. Then in here, we're going to find that folder here. This is exporting a little slowly, but it'll be fine. This is some weird thing about the program is sometimes it's hard to open files, but Okay, so we have our wall flat here. And we're going to select that. It's going to take a minute, but it's come in now. So, we can see right now it's still just a flat texture. So what we need to do is you need to go to edit. Actually, I think this is fine. This is probably not too bad. So we need to create a height map from that. So basically, what we need to do in order to get a full material from this, like with depth and normals and everything, instead of just, because like right now, you can see here, this is just a flat image. But if we go into the game here and we look at the wall, you can see it's got cracks and stuff in it. It's got like some shape to it, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna generate these textures: the albedo, the roughness, and the normal and the height. So the first thing you need to generate, because you can generate all the other stuff from the height, we need to generate the height map first. So we're gonna go ahead and create our height map, and this is gonna give us a preview. This process is semi-manual, which is all the best tools are partially manual, I find, because they give you an opportunity to tweak things. So basically, what it does is it breaks down your image into different frequency bands, and that allows you to filter out sort of the parts of the image that don't really contribute to the height. So basically, because this is flat, we want to adjust this such that... So anyway, the light spots are high spots and the dark spots are low spots, if that makes sense. So we want to have it here because we don't want this bit here to be high. And we can adjust the weight and the contrast of each frequency band. And we just kind of want to get it flat so that we can get in all the little imperfections into here. So and yeah, okay, that's probably good. I'm just gonna be tweaking the different bands until we get... Okay, don't want that. Because I'm trying to get sort of a line here, a little bit of a... This is supposed to be a little bit higher, but this can be lower. So I think that's so we want to adjust the contrast as well, because like the full... Okay, because we want this line in here for sure. I'm going to adjust how much of this we're seeing. Yeah, there's a certain frequency band that I kind of want to remove. Yeah, this is the one I need to tweak here. Because I want basically these bits in here. Alright, that's probably good. Let's see what that... No, we need contrast here. Or contrast. Every time we tweak one parameter, we do need to go back and kind of... Yeah. Keep it roughly flat. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. So we go to show full material now. Oh wait, no, we need to set as height-map first. Then we go to show full material. And now you can kind of see, there's a it looks a little bit messy here. We have too much of this stuff here. So we need to go back and tweak. So it's these high spots here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kind of remove these manually. Yeah. So basically I sort of picked the color that they were, and that's kind of suppress that a little bit, right? So let's try that again. And let's show material. Okay, it's a little bit better. We might... Let me go back here. Can we... Actually, that might be good. See, what does that look like? We might have to tweak, like, the sort of final intensity a little bit. Okay. Yeah, actually, I don't think that's working that well. We need to go back and maybe just take out the high frequency stuff. Then okay. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get for now. Now we're going to go into the normal map. We're going to generate a normal map from this. So we can see the stones here, which is good. I'm going to create our normal map. And that's going to use the height map as a source for that. And usually the normal map requires a little bit less tweaking. But let's see if we can just get this to be a little bit, like, sharper here. That's too much. And let's adjust the contrast. Actually, I'm just... Let's go back to default, actually. Let's just use this. This is probably fine. And then show full material. So I think we're just having a little bit too much height offset. So we can adjust the parallax displacement here to pretty low and just mostly use the normal map. So that's probably good. Now we're going to create a smoothness map, which is the inverse of a roughness map, which it's going to, because you can see this looks a little bit too shiny. That's because we don't have a smoothness map. So we're going to create one. And it's just going to kind of guess. Set as smoothness. In the game, we actually use a roughness map, not a smoothness map. So we're going to need to invert this in GIMP in a minute. Okay. So finally, now, we're gonna need to make this texture tile. So we hit tile maps. That's gonna create this, and we need to adjust the amount of overlap so that because we want our little basically what it's doing is it's overlaying 4 copies of the same image, and it's I'm just gonna keep, adjusting this until it's roughly... Actually, that's probably good. It's allowing us to make it so that we can seamlessly layer this and repeat it. I'm just gonna adjust the edge fall off slightly until so it blends a little bit more seamlessly. Adjust the overlap a little bit. There we go. And now, when we tile this texture, it's gonna tile as if it were a full thing. So, let's save this. So we're gonna save project. I'm gonna find my texture directory that I had. Wait, where is ASO? Textures. Paniche walls. Let's copy that. Save project. Oh, it is saving it? We're gonna call this, walls, flat. Underscore flat. Okay, so now, that's gonna take a second, and it's gonna... Oh, okay, so we forgot to, in tile maps, we forgot to set maps. Now we can save the project again. Walls flat. Okay. So now we can go in here. We have our... Actually, these were accidentally generated. We don't want these. But here's our walls flat. Height, diffuse, etc. So... Actually, this is a mistake here. Actually, I need to adjust. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to delete those. We're gonna open that project again. This one. The program is... Yeah, there we go. It's just loading. Still loading. Okay. Okay, so show material. Here's our material. We need to go to tile maps. It's just, yeah, we need to adjust the... I thought that would be fine, but... So yeah, save set maps. Okay, everything looks set. Why is that showing up here? Oh, also, I wanted to make this 4096. Alright, sorry guys, it's just working through some... Oh, Tutu, hello. I didn't see you come in. Welcome to the stream. We're working on some materials. Perhaps it's the adjust alignment that I didn't mess with. Okay. Tile maps. Yeah, maybe it's this. So let's try that one. Although I want the edge fall off probably to be... Okay, that's probably... Okay, so save this. And then set maps. Then save the project as walls flat. Okay. Do we get what we want? Okay, that... I just don't want this seam down here. I want it to be moved up. I'm wondering why I'm having that issue. If I decrease the overlap, okay, so I didn't expect this. I thought this would work the way I set it up, but apparently not. Sorry if this is boring, guys. I wanted to get into the game, but I need to deal with whatever's going on here. So anyway, if it's not clear what it is, the issue is that I want this. Cancel. I want this here, but it's moved it up too high, too close to the top of the texture here, and I don't want that. Wait, did that not load the right project? I want this one. Select. Okay, cool. Okay, so what does adjust alignment do? Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that doesn't really do what I want. That looks like it's not okay. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Okay. These are... Okay, so these don't actually affect... That doesn't actually affect anything there. So I think actually I can load this one. And I basically just want to shift everything. Because this is up here on the seam, and I don't want it to be there. I want it to be down. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna load this one more time. I apologize if this is repetitive. Okay, so tile maps. I'm gonna increase this overlap, actually. Okay. Now, actually, can I? Okay, so this is just for perspective correction, but can I use this to move the entire thing over? Oh, maybe. Maybe I can. Oh, but I can't move these off. Okay, reset. Okay. So, what I might be able to do... I mean, I could edit it in... Let's just roll with it, and then I can adjust the alignment later off stream. Because I think we can make it work this way. So, walls flat. Oh, set maps first. Okay, so the maps are set. Now we save the project. Oh, also, I want to save it as a PNG. Okay, cool. So this is going to work for now. Anyway, so sorry for all the... we're going to open Blender. And we're going to start tweaking one of the models here. So we're going to open recent. Have our fort here that we've been working on. This is a mix of... So we have the original fort pieces, and then we have this one that I've been making. There was also a problem that I didn't like about the original fort, is that the coordinates didn't... they didn't snap the way that I wanted to. Like, everything was, like, sized to, like, a really weird number. So anyway, I created this texture here. Sorry, this object here. And we're going to edit the UVs for it. So I'm going to select this a little bit. And we're actually going to bring in... We're going to bring in our material here. So we have the wall flat, diffuse, normal, and have our... Wait. Yes, we have our height, and we have the smoothness, but we're gonna... we need to edit the smoothness to turn it into a roughness. So we're gonna go into here. You can edit with GIMP. We're gonna invert it. So we're just gonna go image, colors. Sorry, not image. Invert. It's gonna take a moment, I guess. Okay, cool. Now it's a roughness map instead of a smoothness map, because smoothness is the opposite of roughness. So we export, overwrite the file. That's fine. Because Blender works with roughness, and so does the Odyssey engine. Oh, actually, really important. We need to save this as gray instead of color, because the way the Odyssey engine interprets the map, it might assume there's a metalness in there as well. So we need to be careful. So it's writing that out there, and we're going to bring it in. Okay, so now, bring that in. And we're going to start hooking up our variables here. So we have our diffuse. And now we can look into here. So what I wanted was, you saw that sort of tiled bit that we were looking at. So let's go into UV editing so we can see this. So we have UV editing. We're going to look at the image that we brought in, which is the diffuse. We're going to rotate this 90 degrees. Wait, are you not snapping? 1 second. Why are you not... 1 second. Is the snapping messed up? Increment, maybe. Oh, it is snapping. Okay, cool. Okay, and now we're going to go UV, just to make this fit, we're going to go pack islands, and that's going to sort of fit it. We're going to uncheck rotate, because we just want it to be stuck in. Okay, so now we can sort of move this guy until we see the pattern we're looking for, which is right here. Because, actually, let me see if I can show you the picture of the fort that I was basing this on. So, because, that would probably help. One moment, let me find it. Okay. Here we are. So this is the fort in Peniche, Portugal, that I took the pictures at, and that's what we're using to as the basis for what our fort is going to look like, because it's from the correct era. Yeah. So I think it's a good reference. And you can see kind of this bit along here is what we're working on, right? So we go back into Blender. We can see we have our texture here. And we're going to start... so that's... I need to set this so that it tiles. Where's the... There's a... view? Repeat image, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, cool. So now we can sort of more or less align this to what we're looking for. And I actually want to... Let's move it down here so that we can see this maybe a little better. So yeah, I just want to sort of cover that bit. And now... sorry, I think I have too many things open. I'm gonna have to close the game. But let's save anything we messed with here. Let's quit. Alright, so shading. So now we need to sort of add the rest of the material. So we just have the flat texture here, which is like, you know, what's the point of that? Didn't we just spend a bunch of time creating special maps for it? And yes, we did, and we're going to add normal maps and things like this. So we need to make this non-color, because normal maps are in a linear color space, so we don't want to use sRGB there. We need to go to RGB curves because this is a DirectX style normal map, and we're going to invert the green channel. Even though A Short Odyssey uses OpenGL, we do use DirectX style normal maps. We're going to add a displacement node here for normal map. Put the color in there. And put that into the normal. So now you can see that adds a little bit of shape to it. Hopefully that makes sense. And so, now I can take this roughness guy, make it also linear, non-color. Put it into the roughness here. And then, actually, I don't think I need this guy to be open anymore. Let's close that. Put that into roughness. And I think, yeah, let's also work with these other textures. So these other bits. So I wanted these other surfaces to also be here. So you can see, actually, this is just repeated, this geometry. So it means we have to do a little bit less work when we're messing with things. But this we're going to move just a little bit because it's catching that bit, which we don't want to see. So we're going to take that, and actually I'm going to change that to bounding box center. Wait, do we want to mess? I think these guys are fine, so we just want to move these two. Wait, what's this one? Oh, that's the... Okay, we don't need to mess with that. So, just move that so that it's not anymore picking up that. So that should be good. So now that we have our material... That... I know it doesn't seem like we did much, but now we have this material here, which is going to look better in the game. And this got 2 material slots. Yeah, let's just make sure we put that on here because... Sometimes Blender can be annoying about deleting things that we still want. Okay, so we're going to export this now as a GLTF so we can load it back in the game. We have it in module 4.2 because this is the new stuff. But it'll be good. Okay, so now we can go back to the game. Here we go. Wait. Okay, it's running. Cool. So now, go back here. And actually, that's already been loaded in. Although, it's going to take a second to reload the textures. Ooh, that's interesting. There's a little bit of UV messing stuff with our bevel. We'll have to clean that up. So, it's doing its... Okay, it's just taking a second to load in all these textures. But we actually need to add a... I'm gonna duplicate this material. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna not duplicate that material. I'm gonna steal one of these textures that we've already duplicated and change its change the textures it's using. So let's go back to Paniche walls. This is height. Okay, so that's loaded in now. Okay, and then I'm gonna switch this. Okay, wait, which material was this that we're looking at? Material 4. I really should be naming these materials better. Oh, wait. No, I want this to be material 2. And I want this to be material 4. No, walls. Flat. Is that... one moment. It's doing something. Uh-oh. Okay. Cancel. Okay, cool. So that's loaded in now. Whoopsies. So, let's save that. Now... Okay, so now that's set up. We have our property... Oh, shit! Whoopsies. Uh-oh. I accidentally moved the wrong guy. I didn't mean to do that. It's okay. Actually, I don't think we saved it, so we go ahead and... I really need to add undo to the editor. It's a really big problem. Control Z, yeah, I'm literally like it's a big problem. Control Z when, yeah. It should be, I should do that before next week. But actually, while we're here, while the game... Is the game still running? Some weirdness is happening here. Because... Applications... No, it's not. C-line is just being weird. Let's close C-line. Okay. But yeah, live coding the thing next weekend. No, live coding C++ is it usually goes badly, I find. Is C-line opening? Okay, it is. Cool. Oh god, it's opening twice. Why is my system running so slowly today? I guess I'm doing a lot with it. I guess because OBS is running and everything. And then okay, close. But okay, let me live code something really quick for you because I think it'll be good for you guys to be able to see the editor a little bit better. So I'm going to increase the font size. Let's just comment that out so we know what the original font size was. I'm going to make it 20. Hopefully this will just make it easier for you guys to read on stream. Any RMA update? Yes. So my memory stick has been received by the company, and they're doing processing, whatever that means. Yeah, it took a while to get there, and that's because the place, the RMA Center, I guess, it's in British Columbia, which if you're not familiar with Canadian geography, yeah, that's the other side of the country. I live, I guess, I mean, I guess it's more central. But anyway, I live in Ontario. I live in Toronto, which is the, okay, there we go. Our text is much bigger now. Toronto is, I guess, kind of eastern, but, like, there's more east than Toronto as well. There's, like, the Maritimes and Quebec and stuff like that. But, like, yeah. So there are further places that you can be than Toronto from BC, but it's pretty far. Like it's like California if you're American. And I would be in like the equivalent of like New York. If that makes sense. Okay, so I wanted to fix this little mishap here with our bevel. So can you guys read the text better? I hope maybe that helps. That's close to my aunt's place. Toronto? I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess like Toronto is like the biggest city, so it's like if you live in Canada, there's a decent chance you live in Toronto. Anyway, the DDR4 adapter is working. I am running at a reduced clock speed because the memory test failed when I enabled the full memory speed. So it would be obviously better to get the actual stick back. But yeah, DDR4 adapters do work. So you can put a laptop stick in a desktop. I'm using it right now. Half of my memory is in one. So let's see if we can. Okay, so I just want to fix this UV issue. I'm wondering why this is happening. Text is too small. In the editor or in the anyway. I did make it quite a bit bigger, but I guess it is probably still too hard to read. I'm old and have to squint. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is bigger though, but we could make it even bigger. But I should make that an option, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I'll make it an editor option. We could work on that after I fix this UV mishap here. So there's a couple things going on here. Let's go to edit mode. So we have a bevel operator here, right? So what happens if we apply the array after the bevel? No difference. Okay. I'm just wondering how it chooses the UVs. So we have our bevel. On this side, it's choosing these UVs, but on this side, it's choosing these ones. Okay, so material index. Oh, okay, cool. That's actually great. Although this now set that one. Okay, so then... No. I wish we could have different sets of... Oh, we can! We can have different sets of bevels. Okay. So I'm going to leave this bevel in place. And then I'm going to take these guys. And then I'm going to make a new vertex group. Wait, can you apply bevels to certain vertex groups? Is that a thing you can do? Bevel... Oh shit, it doesn't seem to have a vertex group option. Okay, so maybe that's not what we want. So, face strength, new. Face strength, affected. All. Oh, okay, this isn't... Okay, so this is not... That doesn't affect the materials. But this one does. Now, if we could only set... So if I set it to here, this is good for these upper ones. But now, down here, it's picking the wrong material. So I mean, I guess what I could do is I could just remove the bevel weight from these ones. And I can just manually bevel this, I guess. Which is probably better anyway. Yeah, that's probably fine. So I'll just manually bevel this guy. And that'll probably give us a better curve anyway. Cool. Alright, so that has fixed our UV issue. Now it's pretty uniform. So let's save this. Export GLTF. Module 4.2. And then we can reload this guy. Reload. It's gonna take a... Why? Oh, I know why. Whoopsies. I didn't include the group. Didn't include the group node. Alright, so this now we should be able to reload. Cool. Okay, so now we can see our UV is fixed. We have some nice materials here. Cool. So this is what our new fort is going to look like. And now it's going to be more distinct from other people who are all using this this model on the internet. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw some guy, guy be like, custom game engine, blah, blah, on YouTube. And then, like, on the thumbnail was, like, literally this tower here. And I was like... Yeah, if it's in other people's YouTube thumbnails, then it's like I can't be using that one. All right, so that is fixed. Now, I'm gonna add an option to change the editor text size. So, let's go into editor.cpp. Actually, we're going to go to settings.cpp. Settings.h first. And we're going to add a float. This is going to get saved in the settings. And this is going to be editor text scale. Editor text size. And it's going to default to 14.0f. And, wait. There we go. What? Okay, so now we're going to add this to the serialization. So that's going to get saved out when we save options. And we're going to set editor text size. So this is going to be now in settings. Dot editor text size. Okay, and now we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go into editor. Actually, we can add it here. Well, not in the editor, but in the options window, which is here in the settings window. And we're gonna add a slider. And so we go imGUI or IMGUI. I don't know. No, IMGUI. Slider float. And And we're going to call it text scale. I'm going to make sure that this is also editor, because this doesn't affect the in-game text scale. This only affects the editor text. And now we're going to give it a, we're going to see what it affects, and that's going to be main settings dot editor text scale. And the minimum is going to be, I don't know, let's say 8.0. I don't know if this is pixels or points or whatever, but I don't know. And then the maximum, let's go all the way to 64.0 F, because it's a float. And then I think we can save that. And then also on changing this, we need to rebuild the font size. So I think we can take this. What do we do? Can we go IO fonts? We need to get the IO. All right, and we're gonna go IO fonts dot or arrow. Is there a reset? Clear? Clear. Or okay, I'm hoping that's gonna do it. We'll see. Actually, let's first read what this does. If you call this mid-frame, you need to okay, which we did. Let's try that. I'm just guessing that this is how it works. Let's come on, bring me to the H file. I don't want the what do you mean? Okay, Control T. Okay, this is okay. Oh wow, it's not okay. So clear everything. Input fonts, output glyphs. Okay. Is there a way that I can just reset the size? No, I think I need to re-add the font. Anyway, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Okay, so this is building. We'll be done in a minute, and then hopefully that will allow us to adjust the editor text size. And then, you know, off stream, I'm going to add undo. Waiting for this. Oh, shit. Fuck. Sorry, I spilled some of my soda. It's fine. Let me just... You know what? I'm gonna be right back. I gotta get a towel. Let me just leave you here for a moment. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry. I just spilled my soda. It's okay, we didn't spill all of it, just a little bit. Just need to mop that up a little bit. Just prevent it from getting all into my desk. Okay, so we added the text scale. Now let's see what happens when we adjust it. Oh, we crash. We crash when we adjust it. Why are we crashing? Okay, so... Okay. So we're crashing on build. So preload all glyphs. So this is null. Okay, so there's probably something else we need to call before... So, it probably doesn't like us calling this in the middle here. It's illegal to move the currently... Okay. Maybe we can't. It doesn't like that we're doing this while we're... If you want to call this mid-frame, you need to add a new font and rebind it. Okay, so... Let's read the documentation here. Okay, so... Set to keep ownership of your data so that it won't be freed. Change font loader at runtime. Okay, I'm just gonna let's Google this real quick, because I wonder if somebody has dealt with this before, because IamGUI is a pretty popular library, so I'm sure somebody has tried to change the text size in it. So there's probably some Stack Overflow article or something, Stack Overflow thread or something. Okay, so IamGUI change font size at runtime. Okay, change font at runtime. In issue on GitHub. I would like to, okay. If you want to load new fonts without corrupting, you need to do it between render and new frame. I see. If you delete or replace fonts during the frame, you immediately need to call set font with the new font. Otherwise, okay. So, you can call fonts clear, fonts add font. Every time you clear font and add font, the texture data will be invalidated and rebuilt the next time. Okay. Okay, so basically, without corrupting your render for frame, you need to do it between. Okay. So I think maybe the problem was that we called it I just wish I saw in the future, like, okay, let's see if there's one more for this. Oh wait, no. So there is a second issue. Okay. Is it possible to change? Oh no, that's something specific to. Okay. Okay, so add font and then call that instead of build. Maybe that's the issue. Auto font equals. Okay, so maybe that's it. Wait, okay, that doesn't like that. Oh, it has more parameters. What else do you want? Oh god, why is that so specific? Okay, so the data next time you, okay, so what if I don't call that and I just let it roll? Wait, what is this? What's this error? Did I? Oh, whoopsies. I accidentally edited imgui.h. Didn't mean to do that. See, this is why I said I'm not live coding the undo feature, because I'm adding a feature as simple as a slider for the text size, and you know, there's already like some we're already getting crashes and stuff like that, and I'm having to read like issues on GitHub to try to figure out what the hell's going on. So it's like I can only imagine me implementing undo, which is like a pretty important, like a pretty complicated feature, I should say, without while live coding it. Okay, so we got this. Can we change the text size now? No, we can't, because okay, so actually it's, what if we simply, undo is very complicated. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we can do. Let's just do something stupid. Because they said we could do it outside of the render call. So font size changed is false. So now we're going to set font size changed equal to true here, inside here. So really dumb. So copy all that. Delete this crap here. So, and now, where do we call the, okay, it's in, okay. There's somewhere where we render frame or something. Okay. Is it GUI draw? Okay, so here we go. New frame. Oh no, this is in the map selection. That's not what I want to see. What's this? This is also still in map selection. Okay. This, okay, in GUI update, this is what we want to see. So, if we just put this at the end, after render, so let's reread the little thing that you're saying. Okay. Between render and move frame and new frame. So we put it right after render, we can say, if font size changed, set font size change to false, and then do all this stuff. Cool. Yay, I love stupid stuff. Yes, stupid stuff often works. Yes, like introducing a global Boolean variable. Great software engineering principles. But you know, sometimes it works for simple shit like this. I'll probably come up with a better solution, but for now, hopefully this works. And it's building. Okay, so now, no, still crashing. So it happens in begin. So it happens as soon as we call the new frame. So maybe we need to do something here. We need to set. Okay. So that add font. The texture will be invalidated and so you can't delete fonts. However, you can change font Let's do this in debug mode. Because I think we might be missing some asserts. Yeah, something so simple, changing the font. Not easy. Okay. Different fonts. Oh. Interesting. Using a font. Let's just see if we're getting some asserts that we're missing before. Okay. We are, okay. Backend does not support. Okay. You should call this. Update backend. Oh, wait. So maybe I need to call build first. After I did that. So io.fonts build. Okay, maybe that'll do it. Oh, we need some music. Okay, but actually the game started again, so maybe we don't need music. Alright. No, still? Okay, so I am referring to which wasn't uploaded. Backend must call this. That's odd. Am I like not interpreting correctly what the what the issue is saying? It would be helpful if they put in some code because that would be nicer to read. Okay, so building. Do I need to change font at runtime? Let's read this slowly. Do I need to call get texture data after add? Okay. Make clear that the IM group. Okay. Every time you call clear and add font, the functions, the texture will be invalidated. Okay. Do you presently? Okay. What did he do here? No, that's. They don't put any code in, which is annoying. Okay. This is some kind of forum. Okay. Not 100% sure whether you do this as part of your init function, but I assume. I love reading old forum posts because this is where you get all the good information. Now that Google is inundated with terrible AI search results. I mean, not just Google. I'm not even using Google. I'm using DuckDuckGo. But like, the real info you get, like the real good info, is always from like old forum posts. You know, because those are like it's real people talking to real people, and somebody's trying to like figure something out. You need to add. You must rebuild the font, Alice. Okay. How do I do that? And this is 2021, which is like, you know, post the golden age of forums in my mind. I feel like the golden age of forums was like the late, I guess like the late aughts. Are we calling them the aughts now? Anyway, like 2008 to like 2012 was like when the best shit was going. I mean, there were obviously shit was going on before that, but like that's when I was most active on forums, I guess. It was like, yeah, 2008 to like 2012, I want to say. Push font and pop font. Oh, I need to invalidate the Do I need to invalidate? I mean, this is my I am GUI backend here. Let's put this music on for a minute. Come on. Okay, so maybe I need to call... Oh, okay, so this is where I... Okay. What happens... Does this get called before we run? Maybe that's the issue. Why is this not working? Okay. Well, we don't need that anyway. Okay, so we have a breakpoint in here now. Does my... Okay, it gets called once. It gets called by create frame. Ah! It's my dumb shit that is causing this, I think. So I think the problem is actually my backend. Yeah. Okay. So this I didn't get the correct function didn't get called to update the font's textures. I think now if we call this that will recreate the font texture and allow us to change the font size. Where am I looking for? Ugh. Here we go. Now. Cool. I need to call my own function. All right. Just building now. And then hopefully we can get those sweet, sweet big fonts. I don't think it'll actually change the size of the UI, but we'll see. Maybe it will. I'm not sure. Okay, we don't need that breakpoint anymore. Okay. Okay, we're not crashing, but... Oh. It's not changing... That's an interesting result. Let's see what's going on here when we call that. Create fonts texture. Pixels. Where are we getting this data from? Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's step into this. Wait, why is this in obsolete? No, that's as RGBA 32. Okay. Oh, it's in here. Still in obsolete. I wonder why it's on. Anyway. So we do have data. So is the texture built? True. The texture is not null. Has pixels. Okay. So I understand if we're getting weird corruption, but like, why is this? Ooh, are we actually doing the right thing with the font size? That would be curious to me. So editor font size. Maybe that's... Okay, it is the correct size here. And we build. Add font file from TTF. Interesting. Clear. So it does clear everything. Does it build correctly? Let's put a breakpoint in here. Okay. Size is 1. Okay, what's in this? Fonts. Yes, there's one font. Scale. Legacy size. I think I'm using some old IMGUI stuff. I'm gonna have to look into that later. Okay. Default font is none. Builder. Okay. Texture. Width, height. Okay, so anyway, this is set to, let's set it to like 30. Like if we exit the game and come back, is it now increased in the font size? Let's see what happens. It is. It did increase the font size, which hopefully Tutu could now read, maybe. Like maybe this font size is better. We'll see. But now it stays at the old one, which is curious. Oh! It is changing the resolution, though. Because when I have it really low, it actually does get blurrier. So we're missing something here. That's interesting. So it is actually rebuilding the font at a different size. But, okay. Size and pixels. Maybe we need to call something else to rebuild some other texture? Or maybe we're getting... So this is working fine. We're recreating the thing, but maybe there's some layout that needs to be adjusted after we redo the after we change the font size. Okay, I'm fine with it. I don't think this would be so complicated to just change the font. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe spend like a couple more minutes on this and then we'll move on. But add font file, fonts. Maybe IO dot. What do we have here? Maybe we need to rebuild some kind of like layout. ImGUI rebuild layout, maybe. Font size. Oh. There's some kind of ImGUI font. Okay. How do I scale? Wait. Yeah. Sorry, my window layout needs to be better managed, I think. Okay. How do I scale the GUI? Okay. I think there's probably something that's based on the font size that needs to be reset. So let's read through our initialization function and see. So we got ImGUI create context. Maybe this is... ImGUI. Okay, so we set the font. We build it. So the thing is, it's rebuilding the font atlas, but it's not rebuilding the... Maybe we need to... Here's what I'll try. ImGUI pop font. Maybe that's... And then ImGUI... ImGUI push font. And then ImGUI pop font. Okay, so we need a font. So auto font. Let's just see if maybe this resets everything. If we call that. Okay. What do you mean it's obsolete? What's the thing? Maybe set font? Okay, I don't know. We're gonna, I'm gonna come back to this later. I don't know why this is happening, But hey, one more little thing. Maybe we can see. Maybe there's a clue inside this function. What do you? Okay. Set current font. Maybe that's it. No. Okay, we're done with this. Coming back to this later, off stream. It's not working out today. I don't know why it's so complicated, but anyway. Yeah. Oh, also, we should be in release mode, not debug. Whoopsies. Let's cancel that. Release with debug info. Run this. Is it building? Almost done. We're just gonna do some gameplay now that we have we've changed some things. Yeah, I was hoping this we would get more done this stream, but you know, it's sometimes you have good days, sometimes you got bad days, but we can change the font. It just requires that you exit the game. But anyway, actually, let's. Oh, it's stuck. Now we can't read any of it. I'm just gonna leave it at some massive thing. Quit out of here. Because we broke everything apparently. Okay, massive font. Hopefully Tutu can now read that. Can we read this? Can we read our giant font? I think so. I think so. Although I will need to adjust this so that it's not overlapping. Although you can't really see it because my face is in the way. But anyway, what were we doing? I'm gonna skip this tutorial bit because we've already seen it many times. Alright, climb up here. Grab our sword as usual. But now, what do we do here? Because there is no fort anymore. I mean, there is. It's just over somewhere else. So, climbing up here. And now, the thing we're supposed to do now is talk to this guy. And I'm going to assume that people can see the smoke and they're going to go to that because it's kind of a landmark, you know? I think that's the intention. Okay. Let's talk to Connor, who we worked on last time. Alright, Connor. What's up? You must be famished. Would you like anything to eat? As a matter of fact, I am hungry. He should probably introduce who he is first before he offers you some food, but, you know, we'll work on that. Matter of fact, I am hungry. Just about to make some omelets. However, I've only got one egg. I need at least 2 for an omelet. I saw there's a gull nest on top of those rocks up the hill. Perhaps you could climb up and gather some eggs for me. Okay. He's very forward. He didn't really, like, introduce himself. You know, he just asked us to do this thing immediately for him. I will need to rewrite some of that dialogue, but it's fine. So let's do the thing. Let's get the eggs. No, come on. I am very irresponsibly climbing using while holding out my sword. I'm wondering if there should be like a thing where you drop the sword if you start climbing. Actually, can I? Ooh, that's kind of weird. I can put away my sword while I'm in the climb state. That's a bit odd. I might need to adjust that. But anyway, get up here. Now we steal the eggs from the gull. Cool. We can sort of slide down here. Talk to him again. All right. I got the eggs. Great. Now take the eggs and the skillet over to the fire and cook them up. Okay, cool. I might need to change the text on the skillet to be, instead of draw, to like use or something like that. But we'll see. Okay. Sorry, this, my face is in the way now. We need to move, first of all, this, and then me, so we can see what's cooking. Be in this corner today. Yeah, we don't need to see my health. Okay, so go to cook, and we take the gull eggs, and we, I think, actually reset. 2. We, cook them. Oh, I clicked reset instead of cook. Cook, and we get an omelet, which is missing a texture, which we will fix later. We get an omelet, and cook these, we get another omelet. Okay. Now, he's just saying the same thing. We didn't write enough dialogue for him last time. We need to add more. But anyway, if we move over this way, let's get to hunting, maybe. Because, like, I'm trying to see, what would people do? Would they see this, or would they go straight this way? I am not sure. Let's switch weapons here. So. There's obviously this thing, which we can't get into yet. I think in the future I want to work. I'm gonna probably do a stream soon. Building a new boat as well, because we kind of did a little bit of fort stuff today. I was having a little bit of trouble with the textures though. I don't know. I need to practice that more off stream so it's a bit more seamless for you guys. But anyway, I'll probably do one working on the boat, because I am now very boat pilled, because very interested in boats now. Last night I beat the fantastic game Return to the Obra Dinn. It's if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a mystery game set aboard a 19th century sailing vessel. It's really cool. Like, basically, like, you investigate how all these sailors, like, tragically died in this ghost ship. And I'd recommend it if you're into nautical themes and stuff like that, and also mystery games. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of that in this game, but not necessarily. I mean, there's some mystery for sure. Like, who the fuck is the sorcerer? Like, where are all these, like, random letters coming from? Like, actually, that is one thing I'll note, because we don't have the letter here. We don't have the letter in our inventory, but let's, because this is something I mentioned that I would do last time, and I did it in between the 2 streams. But if we go ahead and talk to Connor again, there's only one dialogue option, I believe. The one dialogue option we get is, are you hungry? And I can say I am hungry, but if before we do that, we go down this way, we can find, I mean, it's gonna take a second. Moon is coming out. Nice. Love the moonrise. We go down here, past Vinny, and we grab the message, which is sitting on top of this rock by the sword that we found initially. If we take this message, and then we read the message, blah, 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 Captain Secretary was wounds. The important part, there's smoke from a distant fire. We have to climb the hills to investigate. I mean, so I will point out that this letter, the paper is quite yellowed. It looks pretty old. But we do see smoke from a distant fire. So we'll go over to that. And we talk to Connor again. Take a second to get there, but, you know, take in the beautiful scenery and the beautiful moon rising above the beautiful island. If we talk to Connor again, we can see that. Are you hungry? I can ask him one more thing. Are you the one in the note? Which he will say, no, I didn't leave any note. I don't even know how to read. Which is great. So it's not him. So who was it then? I mean, obviously, well, he didn't introduce himself, but you can see that this is by Vincenzo Macari, the navigator from the Carunia. What is the Carunia? Where did it come from? I mean, I know, but obviously I'm not gonna ruin it on stream right now. I'm not gonna... It's spoilers for all the lore. You know, gotta keep that kind of stuff close to my chest. Alright, so. Kinda... Now that I've planted that seed, what can we do here? I'm gonna need to figure out something to put here, now that it's empty. But it is actually... Because, yeah, the fort was here. This is where the cannon was. This is the hill where the stairs were. The stairs would go up this way. Yeah. Should go this way. And also, I think this should give us a clearer view that Carmen is down this way. It is kind of interesting that Carmen didn't go over here to go talk to Connor, because I guess she could see. So maybe we should put like a tree or something here, just to block Carmen's view of the fire, because otherwise she should have seen it and probably found the cook. But you know, I'm also gonna need to modify Carmen's dialogue because she does mention Connor the cook, if we talk to her. So, hey Carmen. Blah, blah, fancy you seeing you here. I haven't seen anyone else in the crew. Who are ya? Captain Carmen Batista. Leader of Batista's band of brutal buccaneers. Okay, who's in your crew? Okay, we got Yusuf. We've met Yusuf in a previous stream. He's the sword guy. There's Ramon. Ramon is the guy with the shells. We got Pierre. Pierre is the guy with the guns. He's the guy in the hole, if you recall from previous streams, or if you've played the game, you've probably seen him. Connor the cook, who we've just added. And of course, finally, I can't forget about Jack. He's the ship's cat. We have added Jack. Let me know if you see any of them. All right, bye. That's like too few people to be in a crew, by the way. We need to add like a couple more. I mean, I don't think that Carmen's ship was all that big, since if you keep talking to her, she mentions... Actually, let's keep talking to her. She mentions we're pretty new on the piracy scene. It must be pretty famous. To tell you the truth, we're kind of new on the piracy scene. So hoping to claim a big prize, everyone would take notice, but being stuck on this island isn't exactly helping my reputation. Yeah, so... I guess her ship wouldn't be that big. I guess I should model out her ship, eh? Yeah, because there's not that many people on her crew. Little, thing here, pick it up. Habanero. You look at inventory. Habanero. Alright, what was I saying? So, we can go this way, we see the floating rocks. I might need to work on the floating rocks, because everybody seems to think they're a bug. They're one of the early things that I added into the game. just to sort of work on the climbing functionality. I mean, there is a sorcerer, but like, why is he just randomly making these rocks float? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But you can climb them. A lot of people had trouble initially with these. Platforming was improved greatly, I think, throughout my development. But we can grab it. We can find there's an escudo at the top. Take that. We now have 16 reals because it's got one escudo. Alright. Alright, cool. We're down here. I need to probably work on the climbing down because it's a little jank. Like, maybe there should be like a button prompt to climb down. Oh! We have water coming in here. That's interesting. It's probably because it's high tide right now, I guess. Yeah. So this is probably just below the... That's interesting. So this is below the level of the tide. So I'll probably need to raise this at some point. But I mean, it is kind of cool that there's like a little bit of a pond that collects there. Although, like, it doesn't really make sense where any of this water's coming from. So yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, where are we gonna go now? I wonder what it... Can we see the fort coming out of here, now that I've messed with things? Let's see. Yeah, we got more water pooling up around here. Could add a little bit of a source for water here. It might be kind of interesting. Because it would kind of make sense that it would collect at the bottom of a, you know, ravine, or canyon. Is there a difference between a canyon and a ravine? Or are they kind of the same thing, just different sizes? Not sure. Alright. So this takes us up here. And okay, we can see this pathway. But what we can't see is what's over the hill. Which is... Okay, we should probably make a path that comes this way. Because over this hill is the waterfall and the fort. Oh, no! Oh, okay, I see. So, I didn't even remember the path that I made, apparently. So let's climb down here. Okay, coming up. Coming up here. So this brings us into here, because this was trying to guide you sort of towards Yusuf. So Yusuf is over this way, but what's over this way? Probably need more paths. So over this way is... This is where the fort is. Actually... This is curious, because there's a whole different area of the island that we could work on developing soon, for maybe next stream or something like that, but... Let's gaze upon... Here we go. This is the fort that we are working on fixing. We worked a little bit on it today, working on some materials. Let's go over there. God, this new font size is probably better for you guys, but way too big for me. Okay, so, these guys. Yep. This is what we worked on. I gotta say, though, it's 4 o'clock now. I gotta get going. I do want to thank everybody for tuning into stream. Don't forget that, oh, I'm gonna get killed. Yeah, sorry. Don't forget that, to wishlist the game, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like the stream. It really does help. And, I appreciate you tuning in. And, also... Wishlist the game on Steam. There's a link below this video. Also a link to the Discord where you can sign up for video notifications because you don't trust YouTube for notifications. Sign up for if you want to do a playtest. Just, you know, ask in the Discord. We can hook you up. And, you know, thanks for watching the stream. I really appreciate all the support I get. And I'll see you guys all next week. Now, have a good one. Bye. All right, I need to... Oh, shit, I didn't... That was the wrong button. That ended the game. It did not end the stream. Bye, guys! This is ending the stream.